We got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Alright, my name is Kyle Hinchy, and as you may know, there is quite a bit of technique that goes into tennis. When I first began tennis, I actually had no idea how many different techniques and styles there were. The more I got into it, however, the more I was amazed at how much is involved in being a good and versatile tennis player. One thing I didn't know is that there are different ways to hold a racket for different situations. So, just the first step in developing skills in tennis is to understand proper grip. The three major grips in tennis are the Eastern, the Continental, and the Western. And the first one I'm going to talk about to you is the Eastern forehand, which the easiest way to get this is to just lay your racket on the ground like this, and just kind of pick it up like you're going to shake hands with it, and it's just going to naturally become the right way to hold it. Yeah, so you're pretty much going to be making a V with your hand on the front of it, and it's going to look like this. This is great for allowing more topspin on the forehand while keeping control.
So what level of player would this grip be best for?
It's really good for beginners because of how comfortable it feels. It's just really natural, more than the other grips, because it's not hard at all to play like this. It's also a lot more versatile, like for beginners. It's easy to forehand, backhand, volleys, which is all important in having a decent tennis game. It is most comfortable for slice, flat, topspin kind of shots, and moderately low, high balls. It's versatile for anything, I would say. Next, I'm going to talk about the Eastern backhand, which is pretty much just another step to the Eastern forehand. It's the opposite, actually. It's pretty much the way you can do it is put your left hand like you're going to shake hands with it, and meet your right hand with the left hand, and just kind of let go with your left hand, and that's going to put you at the right way to hold it, to be kind of slanted like this instead of right here. And of course, if you're left-handed, just do it the opposite way of I'm doing. I'm right-handed, so I can't really show you as well with the left hand. Alright, so yeah, and this is how you're going to hold it. And instead of being on this side, of course, the backhand's going to be on this side right here. And this is also pretty much how you start a two-handed backhand if you would rather do two hands. You're going to keep your hand like this, and then you're going to join your other hand on the opposite side as the Eastern forehand grip. Just going to rest on top of it. And so backhand, of course, is just good for flat topspin shots, and yeah, so the great way to make it best is to just, when the ball is coming at you, you're going to want to kind of pull back as much as you can and just kind of hit it and go all the way through. Make sure you are going back to your shoulders. It's going to help with your aim, in your pretty much just your aim. So, and then you're going to go back to your ready position. Alright, so yeah. The next I'm going to talk about is the Continental grip, which is also called the chopper grip, because the way you can get it naturally is you just place your hand on it like an axe, like you're holding an axe. So it's just like chopping, that's how it gets its name. It's really more for the advanced player, I would say, because it feels kind of awkward for the beginner player. And it does not allow much for topspin on ground strokes. And since topspin is getting more popular with professional tennis players, it's really not used for ground strokes.
Which grip would you suggest for serves?
I would definitely say the Continental grip because of the angle it's at. It would definitely, when you hit it up, it's like the way it's slanted, it's just going to make it go a whole lot more faster. And it's just great for it. So yeah, it's also good for volleys, of course. A good thing about the Continental grip, like for volleys, is since you don't really have time to switch grips at the net, because the ball is coming at you so fast, it gives the advantage to this Continental grip because you can use this grip for forehand, backhand, and overhead, in dire situations. So if you're at the net in a bad situation, you could always you could use it for forehand and really quickly switch it for the backhand, and if you have to, you can go overhead with it. And so it makes it great for that kind of situation. Alright, the final one I'm going to talk about is the Western grip, which you can get the Western grip. It's pretty much the same thing as the Eastern backhand. It's the so it's going to look the same, but instead of hitting it like this, you are going to hit it on this side, you know, on your like on your primary side. Yeah, it gives maximum topspin and power. Because of the angle of your tennis racket, you need to make contact with the ball a little earlier than the Eastern forehand grip, just because of the way it gives the angle. Like if you do it too soon, you're just gonna smack it to the ground. Yeah. So yeah, the Western grip is great in forehand play, but feels a little weird for beginning players, especially used on backhand serves and volleys.
What grip is more popular with the pro players?
I would definitely say the Western grip because, like I said, it allows for more topspin and power, and that's really needed for professional play. It's just, it just helps them out a whole lot, like in their situation. So, yeah. So now that you know a little bit about the different types of grips, I'll talk to you about the forehand. Okay. Yeah. So the forehand. Like I said, if you're a beginner player, you're going to want to use the Eastern forehand grip. If you're more advanced, you're probably going to want to use the Western grip. So what you want to do is, if you're right-handed, you're going to, you know, of course it's going to be on this side of you, on your right side, and if you're left-handed, you're going to use your left hand on the left side of you. But I'm going to explain the right-hand side because, of course, I'm right-handed. Alright, so there's two different ways to do, like, pretty much the way to do it. One of them is to swing full out, like with your arm fully outstretched. Another way is, you know, you can bend your arm some. Usually you do one or the other, and it's pretty much just preference, how you were trained, like taught to play tennis. I, for one, like to go a little closer to my body, just because it just feels more natural to me, but it does not matter at all. It's a more power per shot for most people because it's on their more natural side, whereas backhand, you're having a little more trouble. Like, it's just, yeah, not as natural as the forehand. But of course, some people find the backhand more easier than the forehand, which it's just the minority though. So like I said, people tend to make sure that the forehand is a shot they're trying to do, like in most situations. For beginners, you're going to want to keep facing to the right when you're hitting it. It just makes it easier to aim and to hit it. But when you get more advanced, you want to face forward and hit it, because it does detracts from the predictability for your opponent. It's just, you know, harder to see where you're going to hit it than whereas you're facing this way. And yeah, so that's pretty much it to it. So now that you know a little more about the grips and the forehand, which is the most major type of swing in tennis, hopefully you can outbest your opponent whenever you're playing against them and pull out through a win.